Hello guys, how are you? I hope everyone's doing great. I'm just burning a little Palo Santo and some sage to start off our reading. I got a new love candle and I said the love prayer on there, so I'm going to do a reading on love situations and love messages. I feel like there's some really intense energy with people who are in love situations, people who are in, relationships right now. So there is a lunar eclipse tomorrow. There was just a big solar eclipse. I believe it was October 19th, I want to say. And solar eclipse is bringing karma. So whatever side of karma you're on, and it came right over Texas. And we have another one that's going to go up the other way. It's basically like an X on Texas. Very odd. In the United States in general, but I don't know, these eclipses usually take something out of your life and bring something new into your life. And then also the lunar eclipses, so we think of the sun as being more associated with male energy, and the lunar, which is the moon, is more associated with female energy. So I don't know, maybe this lunar eclipse will affect more feminine energy. But anyway, it's tomorrow, so I just feel like the energy is really intense right now. Yeah. First card out, cursed in reverse. String of bad relationships, karmic cycle, the evil eye. So someone is sending the evil eye. Someone who's in a love relationship may themselves feel cursed, or they feel like someone is like evil eyeing their relationship or cursing their relationship, or somebody just feels like they're in a karmic cycle and they are sending the evil eye because they know that the person that they're with in the relationship doesn't really want to be there and isn't really happy. So they're feeling really angry. They're feeling like they want to curse third-party situations. I think a lot of people in love situations are realizing and actually understanding that they're not in a true love situation. They're in karmic cycles and they're just repeating cycles. They're not truly evolving and growing at, that love situation isn't growing. It's just going around and around and going nowhere. So, okay, let's see what else is coming out. For those of you in love situations, see what the cards have to say. They go flying. Okay, freedom. So someone wants to be free. Someone was not ready for the commitment that they're involved in, okay? They want to be independent and they're happy and they're single. And it could be that there are certain people who are in love situations who are looking outside of their relationship at people who are single and have their freedom and are happy and doing their own thing, and they're wanting that. And they're thinking, wow, I really wasn't ready for this commitment, or I don't want a commitment right now, okay? I think there's a lot of people who are in situations in love where they really think they'd be happier single. Yeah, knowing the path, aligning with your purpose, accepting your story, on the right track. So there's people realizing that they're not on the right track. They don't know their path. They're off the path. They're in a karmic cycle. They realize they need to be single. They realize they aren't going to be committed anymore. Yeah, and then self-delusion. So there's a lot of delusional thinking going on right now, okay? This person did not see or is not seeing reality clearly. They're lying to themselves. A lot of people are lying to themselves in love situations, okay? And false notions about things. So definitely self-delusions, but it's in reverse. So I think people who in the past have deluded themselves that, oh yeah, I want to stay in this beautiful relationship, are now realizing that they're not in a true love situation, it's not true love, that it's cursed, it's a karmic cycle, okay? And they want their freedom and they think that they would be happier free, a lot of people, and they know they're not on the right path, okay, because it's in reverse. And they're coming out of this delusional way of thinking of like, okay, you know, they're starting to see reality clearly and they're not lying to themselves and they're tired of lying to their partner that they're with, okay? I'm gonna do a couple more cards with these and I'm gonna clarify with like love messages underneath it all. what would that person say underneath it all, okay? Unlocking, okay? Locked doors are opening, removing blockages, love is coming. So I feel like for those people who feel stuck, they want their freedom, they're coming out of that delusional thinking, that something inside of them is unlocking. Like the universe is giving them a key. Giving them a key. Locked doors are opening and these blockages are going to be removed and true love is going to come. And this can also be for people who are single, but these are people who are in relationships. If you are not in a divine relationship, you know, things are going to change because the universe wants to put you with the person that you're meant to be with, okay? Yeah, runner, avoiding the connection, running from themselves, ignoring you. So I just feel like this is third party situation, or this is a love situation where someone has a lot of different options. They're tired of running because runner is in reverse. They're tired of running. They've been ignoring the person that they truly love, okay? And they've been running from themselves because this person or whoever this reading is about, people who are in this unhealthy karmic relationship, have been running from dealing with their childhood issues and their issues, just whatever they may be with love. It could be past hurts, it could just be a fear of love, it could just be traumatic things that have happened to them, it could be some sort of lack of self-confidence that they have, or just not feeling like they're enough. But they've been running from doing the inner work, they've been running from true love, being in this karmic relationship, and it just is they thought would be so much easier because they didn't think they were going to have to do the soul searching and the work and have to grow. But they're realizing it's actually harder and they're tired of running from themselves, okay? Now, the other card that came out, trapped. They feel trapped, okay? They're in an unpleasant situation. They feel stuck and they don't feel like they can escape. So a lot of people are in these love situations and they feel trapped, but that is an illusion. Remember, the universe is giving you a key to unlock yourself and to untrap yourself. If you feel locked in, you're going to get the key to freedom, okay? You're going to stop running from the truth. You're going to stop running from a situation that you know is not healthy for you, okay? So let's see, bottom of the deck, player. Playing the field, refusing to commit, grass is greener. So someone thought the grass would be greener elsewhere. And they're just realizing that, you know, if you want to build a beautiful garden, it requires work. Okay, the garden is very rewarding when the fruits and the vegetables and the plants grow beautifully, but it requires watering, it requires daily attention, weeding, enough sunshine, it requires work. And a lot of people run into love situations and different relationships thinking, oh, I don't want to do any work, I just want to be in this situation. And it doesn't matter which garden you go to, you're still going to have to work on that garden. So you need to be in the right garden for you, which is the Garden of Eden, paradise, the one that you're really supposed to be with, the person that you're truly divinely meant to be with. Because you can just marry any person or be with any person, but if it's not a divine soul connection, then you're just sitting in a garden, but you're not going to be happy in that garden because the fruit that grows out of that garden isn't going to be for you. So what I'm saying is a lot of people who are in these stuck karmic relationships and they're unhappy, you know, a lot of them is because they were playing around. They're running around. They had too many other people involved. They allowed too many influences and too many things to interrupt their relationship, and they jumped into something that really is not for them because they have things about themselves that they have to spiritually work on, that they have to go deep inside. And a lot of people just says, oh, childhood wounds, but it could be past life wounds, it could be things to do with family, it could be all kinds of just inner issues. And just realizing, I feel like here, like a lot of people who are in these relationships, they don't want to grow up, they don't want to do the work, because it requires putting away different like old paradigms, old ways of thinking. You have to come up with a new way of thinking. This whole idea of playing around and just like running around and having open relationships and different like that is not what true relationships are. In our society, no one or very few people, or it's very rare to value the beauty of actually fixing these issues from whatever it is, and running from these emotional things and actually putting your love into that one person that is meant for you. And if you're in a relationship with someone who's not meant for you, then you need to have the courage to remove yourself. Instead of running around and being a player, remove yourself from that relationship. Do the work and align yourself with the person that the universe wants you to be with, okay? Now, these are some messages from the Lover's Oracle to clarify each card. So let's talk about this cursed card. This person feels cursed. They feel like they've had a string of bad relationships. They feel like they're just like, and I feel like it could, because it says X on here too. It's like maybe they feel like their ex is evil-eyeing them. Maybe they're evil-eyeing their ex. Maybe both people are focusing too much on their exes and not enough on each other. But let's just see what the Lover's Oracle tells us. Oh my gosh. I'm always dropping words. Oh my goodness. Okay, so it says, I can't handle your love. Okay. So I feel like this karmic, I feel like a lot of people who are in karmic relationships, meaning there's a lot of fussing, there's a lot of fighting, there's a lot of cheating, there's a lot of like just not trying to communicate, not being real, not telling the truth, not being honest about your feelings, all those kinds of karmic things, jealousy, insecurity, that's karmic, right? And it's just repeating cycles. It's like this couple just like, they fight, they make up, they break up, they fight, they try to get over it. It's just, they're always fighting over their exes. I feel like whatever love relationship this is, the exes are very much a part of it, because you see right there, X. And then the heart is bleeding, and it's just like, I feel like these people who are, a lot of people who are in these love relationships that aren't working out, is because they have unhealed wounds from exes. Things that they didn't deal with, things that they took into this relationship that didn't heal their heart. And yeah, I'm like, this doll just looks like almost like a mummy. I mean, it's just like this relationship is dead, it's dying, because it's karmic and it's not real. And so they feel like the person in these people in the karmic relationships feel like other people are evil-eyeing them, but they're really the ones evil-eyeing the exes, being mad at the person they're currently with because they have unresolved issues, okay? And it says here, I can't handle your love. So I feel like people who are not with their divine partners and their divine counterparts is because they are running from it. They can't handle that deep, intense love. It scares them. And it's such a deep connection. It requires a lot of work. Like I said in the garden, you can't just like walk out there and enjoy it. You have to put actual work into it. And so they couldn't handle it. So they're with karmics, because being with a karmic, doesn't feel easier, but it does to some people, because if you're not on the spiritual path that you're supposed to be walking, if you're not really wanting to endure and talk things out and come up with solutions and make certain sacrifices, then it's going to be a lot to handle. And so a lot of people who can't handle divine love, because it's so passionate when you're with your like soulmate and your twin flame and divine connections, it's a lot to handle. But I also feel like the people who are in these karmic cycles can't handle that love either. So it's like they can't win for losing in their mind. Like they're struggling because there's someone that they truly want to be with. They want to be with the true love, but they're too afraid to be alone, do the work, show up for the real divine person. Or if they aren't with a divine partner, they're scared of being alone and waiting. And so they just settle because they can't handle divine love. They can't handle the weight, the sacrifice, having patience. But love is patient, it's kind, it doesn't seek its own, it endures all things. See, that is why true love is a lot to handle, okay? And then for freedom, you are right. So I don't know, like maybe someone told this person you're not ready for commitment, or maybe they were nervous that they weren't ready for commitment, and they want to be free. So somebody in this love situation feels like someone told them you're not ready for commitment, you need to be free, why are you doing this, why are you with this person? And they're saying, you're right, I am not ready. I do want my freedom. I think I would be happier being single. And I think that's a big realization in a lot of relationships right now. But so many people are just staying for all the wrong reasons, and I don't know why. Will this ever change? So this is them not knowing. This is, remember I told you I'm on the right path? Yeah, so this person is not aligned with their purpose. They don't want to accept their story, okay? They're trying to fight the story and the plan that before they incarnated here on this earth, they had a love plan. There's someone that they're supposed to be with, but they aren't accepting it. And they don't know if they can ever change. Will this ever change? Can I break this karmic cycle? Can I get the strength to be with the person I'm supposed to truly be with? I don't know. Now, I mean, you know, I'm sure there are some people who are truly in love, but this reading is about lovers who are together. If they're anyone who's in a committed relationship that's watching this, I don't believe they're with the right partner that they're supposed to be with. They are with a karmic. And they're struggling. They don't know if they can change. Someone else, maybe it could have been their family that was right, that told them this isn't, I don't think this is the person you should be with. It could be their kids. It could be, I don't know who. Someone told them this is not the right relationship for you. And they're realizing that person was right. Okay, don't treat me the way you do. I don't deserve it. So that is the thing, is like in this love committed relationship, they were delusional, okay? They were delusional, and this person that they're with put them under an illusion, and they weren't seeing the reality clearly when they got into this relationship. They were kind of lying to themselves. They had false notions about things, okay? But I feel like this person probably love bombed them, or someone in this relationship love bombed them and created a picture of themselves, like a false persona of who they really were going to be in this relationship. And so now the other person who's running from the true divine partner and is with this karmic is telling the karmic, don't treat me the way you do. I don't deserve it. So they don't feel like they're being treated right in this particular committed relationship that I'm picking up on today. Okay. Yeah, so unlocking, but something is movement. There is like the universe is sending a key. The universe is unlocking doors for this person who feels unhappy, who wants freedom to remove themselves. I wish I could understand you. So I feel like this goes a lot of ways. I feel like the karmic doesn't understand the person that they're with. I feel like the divine partner doesn't understand the karmic, and they don't understand just what's going on here. It's like, because they're unequally yoked, and they don't have the same values. They're not seeking the same things in life, okay? And I also think that this person who is running from their divine counterpart felt like maybe they didn't understand their divine counterpart or their soulmate or whatever. So they ran because it was such a deep, passionate, it just required them to really go within and really have to pull knowledge out, deep, ancient knowledge about spirituality and connections and humans. And I just think there's a lot of unresolved past life stuff in this. It's like just a triangulation. This is definitely third party interference in a divine masculine, divine feminine relationship. And there is a lack of understanding, but because it says doors are opening, removing blockages, and love is coming, I feel like this karmic relationship has taught everyone, the karmic and both divine counterparts, the man and the woman, the male, female divine counterparts, a new type of understanding. They're learning and growing, and it's helping them on a spiritual level, okay? All right, runner. Why can't I tell you the truth? Okay, so yeah, that's what I said. There's so much delusion. There's so many secrets, so many lies, so many things unspoken, just truths. Like, I feel like the person, whether it's divine masculine, divine feminine, cannot tell the karmic the truth. They can't tell themselves. They're having a hard time telling themselves the truth. They're having a hard time telling their families the truth. They have a hard time telling their divine counterpart the truth, okay? So there is definitely a lack of honesty, a lack of just true feelings coming out, truths that need to be said. There's just so many things that have to be accepted and realized. Truths, like, what is the truth? Because until you face the truth, you're always going to be enslaved. I mean, I say this all the time. The Bible says, know the truth is going to set you free. And there's a lack of freedom here, because that was the card that came out. Freedom, need to be free. This person doesn't feel free in this karmic relationship, the divine person, because they're not being truthful and honest. And until they become honest with themselves, they're not going to free themselves. Okay, trapped. Yeah, I mean, it's like this person feels trapped. They feel unfulfilled. I don't know where to start. So that's part of the truth. It's like, I feel like this person doesn't know how to start the healing process. Doesn't even know how to really get on the right path. Is struggling, trying to understand, like, what kind of shadow work they need to do. What kind of things do they need to face, deal with inside, internally. You know, they feel very overwhelmed with the work that they're going to have to do on themselves. That, I feel like they've told things to their family maybe that weren't true. Maybe they've painted a picture of someone that's not true. They haven't told. It would be just very complicated for them to come out and really be honest about this love situation. They would have to, like, tell the truth to their kids, tell the truth to their parents, tell the truth to their family, to their karmic person, to themselves. It's a lot, okay? And they don't know where to start. But I will tell you, every marathon starts with one step. So you just have to start somewhere. You just have to start telling the truth. Even if it means making apologies, even if it means, eating your own words back, even if it means, feeling really, maybe even a little embarrassed, but you shouldn't feel embarrassed, because everyone sins and falls short, right? We all are humans. We all lie. We all make mistakes. We all jump into things. We all do things that aren't for our highest good. But when we can actually admit that to ourselves and others, and we can actually tell the truth, and we can start going in the right direction, it will improve all of our love situations. And this is not, by the way, just romantic. This relationship, I feel like, can also be family. It could be like a mother-daughter, you know, sister, mother-daughter, whatever. It's like, you know, the karmics can't handle divine love. And they know that there's divine beings in their life who are right, who are walking the right path, okay? And they don't know how to change themselves. They don't know how to get on the spiritual journey and truly live by universal laws, that you reap what you sow, that, you know, love conquers all, that you should be kind, giving, you know, love others as you love yourself, right? And so they're having a hard time. And, you know, I feel like a lot of these karmas have treated people in their lives very, very negatively, and they don't deserve it. You know what I'm saying? It's sad, you know? And I feel like the karmics versus the divine have a really hard time understanding that divine way I'm talking of living, where it's like you give out of faith to others, you help others, as you know, before you're always helping yourself. Like, you're doing loving, kind deeds, even when you ask them, you don't expect anything in return. I mean, a lot of karmic people cannot understand that. They're just like, oh my God, why would I give to you? Why would I do that? If it's F you or F me, then it's F you. It's like, they don't understand how rewarding it can be to be in the energy of love and to vibrate high. So when you're vibrating low, it's very hard to understand. When you're in darkness, it's very hard to understand what life is like to be in the light, okay? They have a hard time telling the truth. Low vibrational energy, they live a lie, they're fake. They pretend. They're the type of people who are the nastiest people in the world, but they'll go join a Christian gym just so that they can tell people, I go to a Christian gym. And none of the women there dress a certain way. And no one can cuss or say the Lord's name in vain, even though this person is the nastiest person in the world. They don't, I mean, you see the fruit that they're not living anything that Christianity talks about living. They're literally nothing they do other than join the Christian gym, but they're not being kind to others. They're cussing people out. They're gossiping all the time. They're jealous of everyone. They're greedy. They're never giving to other people. I mean, and so I'm not saying this in a judgmental way. It sounds judgmental. It's not judgmental. I'm just telling you that when someone is vibrating in the true energy of love and being kind and helping others, even when you don't have to help them, but you do it because you know it's the right thing to do. You do the right thing when no one's looking. They don't understand that, because for them it's like they're in that survival mode. I have to worry about me. Like they don't know how to understand how that when they help another person, they're really helping themselves, because we're all connected, because we all have God in us. Okay? And that's what's going on in these karmic relationships. And if you have two karmics together, I mean, it's just a disaster. You're talking about like constant fighting, cussing, yelling, you know, just, or else no talking at all, like just a disaster of a relationship. Okay, and they don't know where to start. People who want to come out of karmic energy, because you can. We've all been karmics at one time. I've been very karmic, and I still have things I have to work on. You always have to be working on yourself. None of us have arrived. We're all evolving and trying to become more divine. But you have to at least start somewhere. And a lot of times it's hard. It's like, how can I even start? You have to start by changing your mind, because your mind is so powerful. You have to take the first step, is changing the narrative in your mind. And I was reading that today from another deck that I got, a new deck, which I want to do a reading. It's called Good Karma. But they were talking about the devil energy. And on their devil card, they were talking about how in order to come out of devilish energy, you have to first change your thought pattern. Because devilish energy is like repeating the same thing over and over again. It's like addiction, lust. Like, you know, it's not really pleasing you. You know, it's very empty in the end, but yet you keep doing it. And you have to start by changing your thought pattern first in order to come out of that energy, right? And that's what's a big problem in this love relationship. There's just a hard, whoever this is, the karmics are having a hard time. And even the divine person who's stuck with the karmic is having a hard time, because the divine beings are having a hard time not knowing where to start to pull themselves out of that entanglement, okay? And that's kind of what's going on in the energy. And I think this lunar eclipse is going to help bring in more clarity. There's a key that's coming, and it's going to help to unlock some of this not knowing and wishing and hoping but not getting anywhere. It's going to actually bring action into the situation. Why do I feel so lost? Yeah, I think that there's going to be some clarity, and that's with this player. This person, this player energy who always thinks the grass is greener. It's like they're bored. It's like they can't be in a relationship because they're always looking for something better, more exciting, more bigger butt, different, whatever. But at the end of the day, I think they really do want to change. And like, even people who are not in romantic relationships, I feel like, you know, they... like, it's a sense of not being satisfied. Karmics are never satisfied. It's like narcissism. They're never satisfied. It's like the double energy, what I was talking about earlier. You can never gamble enough. You can never have enough food. Gluttony. You just want more drugs, more alcohol, more cigarettes, more compliments, more me, more attention, more. It's never enough. Because it's like the grass is always greener. There's always something better out there. They're always looking for something more. And they have a hard time being grateful and just being thankful for what they have. Okay? And that causes a lot of problems in these relationships. So that's part of why they feel so lost. But they're starting to question themselves. Why do I feel lost? Why do I feel like this? And there is some clarity coming. And I think this is, you know, either in a divine feminine or a divine masculine who's in a relationship with a karmic. They're starting to really question why they feel lost. They know they're not on the right path. They're starting to sink in. And I think with this lunar eclipse, more is going to come. So I'm going to pull this card out. Gypsy. Yeah, knowing the unknowable, unconventional lifestyle, exotic and mysterious. So I do think there's going to be something kind of like some kind of knowing or clarity is coming through with this moon. It's like a magical, the lunar eclipse, that's going to help people who are involved with karmics to start finding how they can get themselves out of those situations, okay? They might have to live an unconventional lifestyle, or they might have to do something unknowable to them. It might seem very mysterious and strange. Maybe their family and their friends aren't going to understand, because when you're a lot of divine counterpart relationships are not understood by other people, okay? They don't understand about twin flames and you know, true spiritual connections. But there is some changes coming, okay? Now, I'm going to look at the love messages and see. So this would be like messages from your true love with the true divine love. So if you're in a karmic relationship and you're divine and you know you're supposed to be with another divine person, not the karmic you're with, these will be love messages from them. If you're a karmic, this is love messages from the person you're supposed to be with. So this is for people who are not with the right person. They're not with the person that they are truly meant to be with. Their twin flame, their soulmate. Not everyone has twin flames necessarily, but I do believe everyone has a soulmate or has a healthy love that would really add to their life and it would help them to vibrate higher and help them to grow as a person instead of staying stuck and stagnant, okay? So these are the messages from that person. And if you don't know that person, this is someone you could find. But if you know who this person is, you know who the person is, the person that you truly love and know you're supposed to be with. Rejection. This rejection is actually divine protection. So whoever is not in this relationship, if you're not in a karmic relationship, you're single, or you're in a divine relationship and your karmic is like not wanting to talk to you anymore, that is divine protection. Rejection is actually divine protection. So if someone that you truly love is off of the karmic and they're ignoring you and they're rejecting you, it's to protect you. Protect you from, could be like magic that this person is doing, just evil eye, evil intentions, just jealousy, just the low vibrational energy that could drag you down, could affect your manifestation. So your ability to like get messages from God, ability to get like finances from God and good gifts from heaven. Because when you associate yourself in a karmic relationship and in a third party situation, you block, it can affect and block you from the divine. So rejection is protection. Remember that. Balance. One person is giving too much in this relationship. Yeah. So in this relationship here is unbalanced. I feel like the karmic is either giving too much to this divine person who isn't wanting to work, isn't wanting to put the work in because their heart is elsewhere. They know they don't belong here, so they're not really investing truly in it. Or it could be the opposite. It could be that the divine person is giving everything to the karmic and the karmic is just being lazy, sitting around, not doing their share, and really tiring out this divine person. So if you are in a karmic relationship, it's out of balance. And that is why if you are the third party, rejection is protecting you from being in an unbalanced situation. Okay? And I think a lot of these divine beings, divine feminine or masculines who left their divine counterpart or refused or rejected their divine counterpart and went to a karmic relationship is because that was out of balance. And I felt like God, the divine, put it into it and was like, you're going to do the work. You're going to water this garden. You're going to plant this garden. You're going to do the work in this garden, or we're going to protect the other divine person who's doing the work, because you cannot be unequally yoked. Okay. Healing. Old wounds and childhood issues need revisiting. See, that's what I was saying. These wounds right here, this runner in reverse, avoiding the connection, running from themselves. They're ignoring their counterpart. Why? Because old wounds and childhood issues need revisiting. I personally feel like there's a lot of mother wounds here. I think there's some father wounds. I think there's like self-esteem issue. I feel like whoever is in the karmic relationship, the divine person that's in the karmic relationship, just feels like they are afraid to stand up to their parents. They're afraid, and that's where it stems from, because they can't stand up to their parents and be their true selves and explain how they feel. They can't be true to their divine. They can't be true to the karmic because they're living a lie. They're living out patterns that they watch their parents live instead of, because it's familiar for them. And living and changing that and breaking those generational curses and like actually being loyal, faithful, putting in equal work, caring, talking things out, dealing with confrontations in a healthy way rather than just stonewalling and, you know, being tyrannical. I want everything my way and this is how it's going to be. You know, all of those things that they saw growing up are much more familiar when they're with a karmic. But when they're with a divine partner, they can't do those things because the divine stopped it. he rejected it to protect the other person, because I feel like one divine person here, whether it be the masculine or the feminine, I don't know, because everyone's different, but whether it's the divine masculine or the divine feminine who is with a karmic, they are refusing to do the work, and one of their divine counterparts, the male or the female other one, is doing the work and is putting in the healing time, working on their shadow side, trying to change. This person is stuck and stagnant who's with this karmic, and the karmic feels familiar because that's how they grew up. Fighting, fussing, feuding, not caring, not really invested, not being romantic and loving, and you know what I'm saying? Their parents stay together because it's like, well, we're going to stay together because we got married and we have a certificate and God says you have to be married. And even though they're miserable, there's no love, there's no, you look at these two people, they're not holding hands, they're not loving, they're not, you can tell they're just together because they got married, and they're just together because they've always been together. It's not a reason to be with someone. You should be with someone because you can't live without them, because you love them, because they are special to you, because God put you together, and you know it when you feel it. And other people can see it. Play hard. Find time to laugh, goof off, and enjoy each other. Yeah, that's what I was just saying. Okay? This is important in a relationship. And I feel like in this relationship, there is just like it's not playful enough, okay? And they're not enjoying each other. They're not goofing off and, having that loving, happy, lightheartedness. Now, maybe they could try, but I feel like unless you are in a divine connection, nothing is it's gonna have to be balanced and healed. Maybe maybe this person who's with the karmic, when he goes back to his divine counterpart or her divine counterpart, they need to start off sort of playful and lighthearted and not be too overly intense, to kind of let it open back up and flow. Okay, stability. This relationship can stand the test of time. Exactly. So a divine relationship will be stable. If you are not feeling like you're in a relationship that is stable and can stand the test of time, which means that you'd be playful, you'd be laughing, you'd be enjoying each other, then you're in a karmic relationship. Now, if you are two divine counterparts that are together and you're truly in a healthy relationship, then you need to be in the energy of laughing, goofing off, enjoying each other, and truly working on that garden. Because there are some divine counterparts that are together, but I feel like they're not playing enough. And in order to keep it stable and to stand the test of time, they're gonna have to be lighthearted. They're gonna have to work on understanding one another, telling the truth, and treating each other as they deserve to be treated. And they have to be willing to change. And when the behavior is not, or it's bothering the other person and the behavior is inappropriate, there has to be apology and a change of behavior. Okay? And so, yeah, that's the only way they're gonna stop feeling so lost. But you have to start somewhere. They have to start somewhere, healing themselves. As you heal yourself, you will naturally, karmics will fall away from you. So if you ever want to know, how do I know if I have karmics around me? When you start healing yourself and you start doing the shadow work, you will no longer want to be around karmic energy, low vibrational energy, and neither will they want to be around you, which is when you will get rejected, and that will be protection. Because your true divine counterpart eventually will, if they're healing themselves and you're healing yourselves, eventually they will come to you. If they don't come to you in this lifetime, eventually, as y'all heal over many lifetimes, you will come together. But you can't worry about time, because time is just an illusion. It's just time is, I mean, you know, what seems like a lot of time to us is just like a snap in the universe. So the whole main message of this is you have to work on healing yourself, work on your childhood wounds, think about the patterns that your parents, that you saw as a child. And when you're feeling triggered and upset and angry, or someone's frustrating you, ask yourself, what is this reminding me from my childhood? Because it almost always goes back to that. Who is this person reminding me of? Why am I triggered? Why do I feel angry? Where are these feelings come from? How can I work on them and grow? And as you heal yourself, karmic relationships fall away and you bring in your true divine counterpart just naturally with the law of attraction. Okay? All right, so that's the messages about love situations. I'm gonna try to come back on here and do my new deck that I really like, and I have so many things. It's just so hard for me to get on here. I get so busy and distracted. I have so much going on all the time, really, all the time. But I want to make time for you guys. I really want to work on that. It's a big goal for mine in the new year. So pray for me. All right, you guys take care. I love you.